Hello, my name is Chedomir Nestorovic and I'm a professor at the ESIC Business School in Singapore, and today we'll talk about the Yasukuni Shrine. We are now based in Japan for a couple of days, so we decided to visit this Yasukuni Shrine, which is extremely well known, probably the best known shrine in the world. However, maybe not for the beauty of it, but because of the controversy which is behind it. So the controversy is coming from the fact that some Japanese officials are visiting the shrine quite often, and it is causing a stir in some neighboring countries, in that case China, South Korea, Taiwan. They all complain when they are coming there. So the object of today is to explain what is behind it and why do they complain. So the Yasukuni Shrine is a private institution. As a private institution, it means that there is no government decision behind it. And this is where the controversy starts. According to the Shinto approach, we have the kamis, so it's difficult to translate the term kami. Would it be a spirit? Would it be the soul which is present there? But we have the kamis which are enshrined symbolically in this shrine. Who are the kamis? We have the people who fought for the emperor and for Japan since the Meiji Restoration. And we have millions of names which are present there. However, the great part of these names, more than 2 million of them, refer to the period before and during the Second World War. And this is usually not posing a problem because in all countries in the world you have sanctuaries or you have memorial centers where people are remembering the people who were fighting for the country. So it won't be a surprise why people are visiting the situation here and the shrine in order to talk and to give their respect for the people who were fighting for the country. So the problem starts from the fact that the priest of the Yasukuni Shrine decided in the 70s to enshrine a certain number of kamis of the war criminals. And we have three kinds of war criminals, criminals class A, class B and class C. So when they decided to enshrine 14 names from the highest criminals during the Second World War, this is where the controversy starts. It means that before the 70s, there was no problem when people visited the Yasukuni Shrine, especially from the Japanese officials' point of view. But the problem started in the 70s when these kamis were officially enshrined there. And the officials, especially the prime ministers of Japan, continued to visit the shrine. And automatically in other countries, people were complaining, and they're using the analogy with Germany by saying you were not coming to terms of the Second World War if you are continuing to come there and you are honoring the war criminals from the Second World War. So this is why they are complaining about that. But from the official point of view, this is a private institution. As a private institution, the government cannot have an influence. However, the officials can decide not to come, and the emperor himself has decided not to come here after the 70s, while the prime minister continued to come. So this is where we have a problem concerning the Yasukuni Shrine. So much about history. We also have to see what is the situation today, especially for the young generations. Are they affected by the fact that the Prime Minister is visiting it, or the Prime Minister is sending a gift to the Yasukuni Shrine? All the surveys that we have in neighboring countries, and especially China, show that even the young generations today are well aware about what happened during the Second World War, and they are, of course, very much disturbed about that. However, when we ask them a question, do you want to boycott Japanese products, or do you want to boycott Japanese brands because of the Yasukuni Shrine? The answer is no. So it means that the young generation has a tendency to dissociate on one side what is the historical legacy, and on the other side what is the modern Japan. And in many other Asian countries, including Singapore, the rise of the cool Japan, and especially of all the fashionable and modern elements coming from Japan, are overcoming the historical legacy. However, of course, it is very difficult to play on the historical side and on the business side, but for the moment I don't see how the fact that the governments are protesting when the Prime Minister is visiting the Yasukuni shrine will have a definite impact concerning the economic relationship between all these countries.